Hi, welcome to the webinar for volunteers participating in the 2016 Homes by Architects Tour. I want to thank you for taking the time to be a volunteer this year. We rely on over 100 volunteers every year to make this event a success. So by giving your time this weekend, you are playing a big part in helping this event go smoothly. You should have received by email a 4-page PDF document, and during this webinar, I will go over those 4 pages to give you an idea of what you can expect as you volunteer this weekend on the tour. The first page of your handout will give you information about what to expect when greeting people at your tour home. There are 3 different scenarios that you will encounter as a greeter at the entrance to your tour home. The first scenario is someone who has previously purchased and received a paper ticket. In this instance, they will hand you their paper ticket. On the back side of that ticket, you'll see 17 check boxes, 1 for each home on the tour. You'll want to check off the appropriate box for the home at which you're located, hand the ticket back to the individual, and you're going to make a tally mark in the ticket record sheet. On page 3 of your handout, you'll see a sample of this document. I'm going to bring it up here and refer to that. This ticket record sheet will be in your red volunteer folder that you'll find when you arrive at your tour home this weekend. This is what you're going to use to keep a tally of the number of people that come through the home, as well as information about transactions that you'll make when people are purchasing tickets. So in the first instance, when you have someone coming to the home with a previously purchased ticket, you will simply mark an X in the first column titled Ticket Number. This is just to allow us to keep a total of the number of people who come through who have previously purchased a ticket. The second scenario that you may encounter is that someone has purchased a ticket in advance online, but they have not received their paper ticket in the mail because it was too late for us to mail them their ticket. In that case, they have been instructed to print off or show you on their cell phone a copy of the email confirmation, which is proof of their purchase. When they show you that confirmation, you will give them in exchange the number of tickets indicated in the email. There will be no money changing hands because they've already paid for their ticket. When you issue paper tickets from your stack of tickets, you'll want to write down either the 4-digit unique ticket number that you give to them for each ticket that you give, or you can take the 5-digit confirmation number that you see on their email and write that in the 3rd column on your ticket record sheet, which is titled Amount Paid or Confirmation Number. In this scenario, you'll want to give the person receiving the ticket a tour program because they have not already received that. You're welcome to keep the paper copy of the email confirmation if they present that to you, or if they show you an email on their cell phone, obviously there's no paper to keep. The third scenario that you'll encounter is someone who has not yet purchased an event ticket. Tour tickets are available at all of the 17 tour homes for the duration of the tour. So at your table, you'll have a stack of tickets which you can issue to people who are purchasing them. A full tour ticket is $20 and entitles someone to see all 17 homes on the tour. A single home admission is $10. That allows someone to go through a single home And in that scenario, you would not issue a paper ticket. Otherwise, they could take that to other homes and get in for half the price. You just want to take the $10 from them and note on your ticket record sheet that they are just a single home admission. And you do that by circling the letter H in the second column titled Ticket Type. A student ticket may also be purchased for $10. And this is for anyone between the ages of 5 and college who wishes to purchase a discounted student ticket. And we don't enforce very closely the need to show an identification or a student ID. This is an honor system, so if someone's going to cheat the system, they're going to cheat the system. So you would simply issue them the same ticket as the full ticket, but it's at a discounted price. In that case, you would circle the letter S in column number 2 on your ticket record sheet, titled Ticket Type. Let's see. So when you issue a ticket for someone who has not yet purchased one, you're going to accept the money from them, and that can be in the form of cash. We will accept checks as long as they are made out to AIA Minnesota. And in that case, you'd want to write the check number in the notes column on your ticket record sheet. If there's a scenario where someone only has a credit card and cannot pay with any other form, we will accept a credit card, and you will find in your red folder, again, that will be at your table, a slip where you can ask the individual to write down the necessary information so that we can process the credit card transaction following tour weekends. In the event that someone is uncomfortable providing that information in writing to you, I would encourage you to offer the option to run to a cash machine and pull out some cash, or run home and grab a checkbook. We understand the hesitancy that someone may have in providing their credit card information. We do shred all credit card information as soon as it's processed, but we empower you to make your best judgment. This volunteer experience for you should not be a stressful one, and we certainly don't want to cause stress to those who are coming to visit the homes. So we encourage you to use your best judgment and make the call that is going to make everyone the most comfortable. If it means we lose a few bucks during the weekend, I think that's just fine. So those are the 3 scenarios that you'll encounter. And in the case where you are doing a cash or check or credit card transaction, use the ticket record sheet to make a note of those transaction details. For instance, on the ticket number column, instead of marking an X, you want to enter in the 4-digit number of the ticket you issue to that individual. You'll want to indicate the amount paid in the 3rd column. And in the notes column, you can enter the check number if they pay by check. You can enter a note that they paid cash or credit card. This is just helpful information that helps the AIA Minnesota staff reconcile the cash and checks and credit cards received at the end of the tour. For a single home admission, that $10 fee, you will not issue a ticket, as I mentioned before, but simply let that individual go through the home. A few homes, home number 1 in particular, will have a situation where you may find a list of names in your red folder. This would be titled VIP list. And this is a list that has been provided to us by the architect or the builder of that home. And it's a list of folks that they have invited. Sometimes it's neighbors in the neighborhood or potential clients whom they've invited to come through that particular home, but they may not have given a paper ticket in advance to. So if one of those individuals comes to the ticket table and identifies themselves, all you need to do is make a check mark next to that person's name and make sure that list stays in your red folder, and AIA Minnesota will then take that information following the tour and bill the architect or the sponsor or the builder accordingly. Just a note to be aware that you may find a list like that in your folder. Speaking of the red folder, each home will have at the front desk a red folder marked AIA Rep. And this is your folder, and inside the folder should be some resources for you, including the handout that you're looking at now. So in case you forget your copy, when it's your time to volunteer, there will be a copy there to refer to. You'll also have a tour ticket record sheet. You'll have some pens and pencils. There will be a list of phone numbers in your folder as well. If you should encounter any situation where you're not sure how to handle it, or if you're running low on supplies, you're welcome to call anyone from that list, and we will stop by and help you. This list is made up of people from the tour planning committee, those people who work behind the scenes to plan the event. My cell phone number is included on there as well. And it will also tell you where those people are planning to be geographically, so you can identify who might be in your area at the time you're volunteering. And the phone numbers you see on that list are cell phones, so you can either send a text to one of those individuals or give a call, and someone will be on their way to help you. In terms of what you should find when you arrive at your station, the architects should be providing for you a 4 to 6 foot long table with chairs, and you will be located at the entrance to the tour home. Typically this is outdoors. They have been instructed that in the event of poor weather conditions, they will relocate you to a sheltered area, whether that be the garage or inside the front door. But you should plan to dress comfortably and in layers because the weather is so variable at this time of year. You're welcome to bring food and drink, whatever will help you be comfortable during your 4-hour shift. And the architects may also offer you food or drink, and you're welcome to partake or not partake in that. Page number 2 in your handout gives you an idea of what you can expect during the time when you're volunteering. If you're a morning volunteer, when you get to your tour home, you'll find your red AIA volunteer folder. You'll want to introduce yourself to the architect or the staff who are inside the home. They may offer to give you a tour of the home. They'll help you locate the restroom that you can use during your shift. If they don't do that, please feel free to ask them for that information. You'll also find a black zippered cash bag as part of your supplies. This has been equipped with a starting cash amount of $200 in cash, so this allows you to make change if necessary during your shift. What you want to do at the start of your shift is count that money to ensure that there is the appropriate amount of money inside that bag. And you'll want to have the architect sign his or her name, and you'll want to sign your name as well. Then at the end of your shift, when you're changing to the afternoon volunteer, you'll want to count that money again. Include the starting cash in that total. You'll note it on the cash accounting sheet that is located inside the black zippered bag. And again, you'll want to have an architect or a member of his or her staff sign off on that, and you'll want to sign your name as well. For those of you who are afternoon volunteers, You'll want to check in with the morning volunteer as you start your shift to get any last-minute information or specific details you should know. You're welcome to introduce yourself to the architect and staff that are inside the home. Again, find the restroom. And at the end of the day, when you're wrapping up, you'll want to again count that cash in the black zippered cash bag and include the starting cash in that amount. Note the total on the cash accounting sheet. And again, ask the architect or a member of his or her staff to sign that document, and you'll sign it as well. You'll want to give the black zippered cash back to the architect or a member of their staff for safekeeping overnight. And the architects have been instructed that they need to be responsible for that cash overnight and keep it safe. If at any time during your shift you find that you have a large amount of cash that you're not comfortable keeping in that bag, feel free to ask the architect or a staff member to keep that cash for you in a safe location, or give a call to one of the committee members on your call list, and we can come and take that cash off your hands for you. The last page of your handout contains a list of the rules that are posted at the entrance to every tour home. These are for the public to read through and understand before they go into the home. And it's important that you just take a look and familiarize yourself with these rules. In terms of shoe covers or foot coverings, the general policy for the tour is that people may go through the home with shoe covers or socks, and we encourage everyone to take their shoe covers with them when they're done touring the home. This helps us cut down on all of the shoe covers that we have to purchase if we can recycle some of them. And some people feel more comfortable taking theirs with them from home to home. So please feel free to encourage people to do that. There is no photography in the home, and if someone questions why that is, you can point out that this tour is a little bit different than tours like the Parade of Homes, where the homes are spec homes, nobody lives in them. In this case, these homes are lived in by families and may contain photos of children and other personal information and items that they prefer not to have posted on social media or disseminated to a large audience. It is okay for people to take photos of the exterior of the home as long as it's not obtrusive or becoming unsafe for themselves or the other tour goers. In terms of children, anyone age 5 and up is required to purchase a ticket to enter the home. Children under the age of 5 are allowed to go through the home for free. We encourage parents to keep track of their children and hold their children's hands while they're going through the home, just so that nothing is accidentally broken or tipped over. And I think I may have mentioned this before, but in terms of a student ID, if a student does not have an ID with them, it's okay to issue them a student ticket price anyway. We're not going to be sticklers about that. Since you were not attending one of the live orientation sessions that we offered this week, you should receive by mail before Saturday a name tag. And this name tag is what you will use to gain entry to the home, all of the tour homes during the tour weekend. So essentially, this is your free ticket. You should be able to show your name tag to all of the other ticket takers at all the other homes and get free access to the home. And we ask that you do the same in return. If anyone shows you a name badge, you are you're allowed to let them in without paying. If you do not receive your name tag before Saturday, you'll receive an email from me with your handout, and in that email is a cell phone number for myself. So feel free to call or text me if you have not received a name tag before Saturday, and I will make sure that you get one. I think that covers the materials in your handout, but I encourage you, if you have any questions at all before your shift begins, to reach out to me either by phone or email, and I'm more than happy to answer any questions you might have. Thanks again for volunteering this year, and I hope you have a wonderful experience.